about it. Alright, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Let's talk about it. Say you don't like this life of mine. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Let's talk about it. Okay, I gotta shine. Let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Let's talk about it. Say you like this life of mine. Let's talk about it. Okay, I'm always on the grind. Girl, let's talk about it. Yeah, I gotta shine. Let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Girl, let's talk about it.
God body. What's the business? What's the business? Sunday night, man. We talking about it. It's the raw truth. What's going on, guys? What's popping?
Man, Sunday, you hear me?
Man,
You heard
salute.
the ghetto
You hear me? Shalom and salute. What's happening, man?
God body.
Raw truth up in here, man.
Man, it's the raw truth. Today we're gonna talk about and touch on reprogramming for wealth. Are your beliefs affecting your finances? Does the way one believes actually affect their money? I mean, is it possible what you think, can keep you broke or lead you to riches? Hey, I mean, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Definitely tap in, man. And who want to run that first?
Hey, man. Hey, definitely how you think as a man thinking or a woman thinking, it definitely programs or it starts to manifest. So if you have an impoverished mentality, most likely you're gonna be in poverty, So if you always thinking you're gonna be sickly, that's what's gonna be manifesting. Or I'm lonely, or anything you think, that's how powerful the mental is. So these indoctrinations and classism, these are courses along the lines of classism, man. You hear me? Classism, bro. You can't sit here and tell me a person that's a millionaire don't think he better than the person that got $100,000, or the person that got $100,000 don't tell me think he's better than the person who got $10,000. So with that type of mentality in America, capitalism, you hear me? It's a hierarchy. It's levels and degrees to anything. So you got the masses, which is the base. You got the people at the pinnacle of leadership or the top of the pyramid. Then you got the middle class. So that definitely, money, it has the accessibility for clothing, housing, education, health care, welfare. So basically, how can we program ourselves to be rich when most of us don't come from wealthy families or silver spoons, so we got to acquire these along the course, and we got to soak up the game. We got to get, if we're the smartest people in our circle, we need some new friends. If we got the most money in our circle, we need some new friends.
Preach.
So we definitely got to learn economics, especially black economics, to keep the money circulating between us, because they program us with this narrative that we're supposed to worry about everybody else and pay everybody else except self, love everybody else except self. So we definitely need some reprogramming in the whole entire community. That's my little piece right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, that was some. You hit that. You hit that, Ernie. You hit that. Man, reprogramming for wealth. What are you willing to do to obtain the goals that you say you want, say you have? A lot of us, we'll sit around and have conversations. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. But at the same time, some people mindset won't let them put in that extra effort, that extra work. You know what I'm saying? You might be in a position where you have a job and it's enough to make ends meet, but not enough to really do any extra. You got some outside time to where that job, you ain't working 12, 14 hours a day. You just working a regular 8. come home. It's a little more time in the day. Are you willing to work an extra job or do a little extra grinding or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as just getting out there and putting in the effort to obtain some extra income so you can do extra, whether it be just for yourself, whether it's for you if you got a family. You know what I'm saying? And with the way a lot of us have grown up, like you stated, Dirty, we program to accept the minimum. We program to basically get to a certain point and just level out and just I'm a hover right here. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that don't think past tomorrow or don't think past the weekend. They just want to have enough money so they can go out on the weekend. So if you thinking like that, you ain't never gonna be able to own a crib. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we just talking about the everyday Joes. You know, talking about the every I'm talking about the everyday Joes. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to if all you doing is working, getting paycheck to paycheck, and you just trying to club every weekend and nothing else. Shit. I know niggas right now been staying in the same house 15 years. Work hard than the motherfucker. They be at work all the time, but all they do is party on the weekend. All the money, all that money that they belong. You know what I'm saying? It's their crib, but they could easily have been somewhere else. Why? Because they both been working those jobs for like 10 years. You see what I'm saying? You working a job for 10 years, but you been living in the same crib for 15 years, and there's really no elevation, no new car. You know what I'm saying? All you doing is party. All you doing is spending. You cleaned in the motherfucker though. Fresh J's. You know what I'm saying? My ass on Mary J. You know, some niggas work hard and go spend their money on that designer shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't actually be clubbing. They just spend all their money on clothes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Still, you know what I'm saying? When everything fall apart, all you got is clothes. You know what I'm saying? Crib, gone, everything like that. So we have to reprogram ourselves, our minds, and start thinking bigger. And actually, not just thinking bigger, but actually thinking action. Like, I need to do this. You know what I'm saying? Being proactive and getting what you want. Past that.
Absolutely.
God body. Tenfold, man. Add to that, like I think you're on the right path because you have to ask, like, who got more money, Payless or Nike? You know, a lot of time we devalue ourselves. We think we got to beat the price instead of saying, hey, man, what I got is valuable. So valuable, it is something that people will pay the extra or go the extra mile for. So I definitely think your belief system affects what you're worth. Your belief system affects what you think is attainable. A lot of people, think if they don't pay their tithes, then they can't create earnings. With all of these systems that we have been taught, there's definitely a such thing as a poverty mentality. When you're around a bunch of people and y'all can't figure out how to organize together in order to produce or create or manufacture, but y'all actually can waste time competing and talking about what the other's doing, but not actually putting forth effort towards it, then, like we all taught, once you go, the universe gonna meet you more than halfway. But a lot of people want to stay still and stagnant and focus on what others do instead of actually getting out there, taking that chance. A lot of the most successful people in this world, they lost everything trying to obtain everything. And they eventually got there. You're gonna fall more than you were gonna, stand up. You're gonna fail. But when you have that success, you should look at it as generational success. You should look at it once I do get there, it's gonna be there for everything. So right. Like perceptions of what we live in. Like, so however you perceive the world, you create the world. So if you perceive massive wealth and not you might not have it today. Let's say that. And you might have to work. You might hit all the way to bottom before you hit that top. But if you keep that on that mind, knowing where you're gonna go, you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. The only difference between the person that made it and didn't make it is one quit. One said, hey man, I need to go back to work. Shit, fuck this. I'm going back to work. You know what I'm saying? They took the easy way out. It's not no easy way out. When you live in your dream or live in your life, it's gonna be just like a story tell book. It's gonna be like a book that you would write. It's gonna be right at that point where you said, damn, I need to either quit and go back to where I was at, or I'm gonna keep pushing to the fullest. That's my first take on reprogramming. You have to learn more than what you've been taught up until this point in order to reprogram yourself for wealth. But I think you really get it on automatic. Dirty Mac, bro, what you got, God?
Hey, absolutely. I appreciate that insight, man. Those some jewels right there. And reprogramming ourselves, like, we basically have to unlearn and relearn. We basically got to fill a cup that's already been filled. They say you can't teach old dogs new tricks. They have two types of educations. They got an industrial education where you can go get a college degrees and they teach you how to be a worker. You hear me? Then they got these academic educations like Yale, Stanford, Harvard, where they teach you how to be bosses of bosses. You hear me? They teach you how to be overseers. So the indoctrination with, like I say, the classes in America, money, like once I said earlier, it's accessibility to everything. You got haves and you got have-nots. And the people that have it have a certain mentality. And the people that don't have it, their mentality, I don't know. Because it's a bunch of Ponzi schemes going on, basically. The rich get rich and the poor get poor.
Right.
Like you gambling at a casino. Some people actually go to the casino and think they fist to break the casino. You hear me? I'm gonna go hit the casino. This the type of mentality that you can't. If you got $1,000 and I'm gambling with $100, the odds is against me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a stacked deck against people, and to keep this system of hierarchy or classisms going for the people to be on top, a certain amount of mass of people have to be on the bottom. It's a seesaw. You hear me? This side up here, that side down there, and so like I say, the classism is it's a big deal. That forms our mentality. I remember having money and not having money. The mentality is different. I remember I was just talking about when we was younger in the school with the homie earlier. Man, we going in the stores, man. Let's go cook some steaks. We had the homie cooking steaks. You hear me? We don't went there, just took the steaks. You hear me? So now stealing some food to be out the question.
Right.
Yeah, the things that you think definitely manifest into the physical realm or the perception. So once again, if you always got pessimistic thoughts, negative thoughts, you always angry, we gotta learn character traits. You gotta learn how to be kind, how to be courteous, caring, selflessness, because you start building these things up. It's like pastors, although I don't believe the indoctrinations that they pushing off on the masses is BS, but the things that they're doing, the journey going along the course that they're navigating, the 501c3, the helping people, the networking, increasing their net worth, they deserve the payout. Although I think they at the bullpit spend some high-powered bullshit, lying and playing games, but hey, they deserve the payout because they're building up that networking system. Your network increases your net worth. That's my piece.
God body. Hey man, we got a strong comment on there. I feel like as a boss, you can't be scared to use people. Bro, I talk about that all the time. I have to use people. Now the issue is misusing people. I want to be used. I ain't gonna be misused though. But shit, if somebody sees a great way to make generational wealth for their family and create something, bro, I'm all with it. It don't matter who you is. If there's a way to connect and we can get something popping, hell yeah, you use me. Because I intend to use you for the same type thing. Hey man, and being a boss, you can't be timid. You can't be at a point to where you're afraid to use people. You got to let people know, yeah, I'm using you for something better, because a lot of people are not using themselves. They not using themselves in a productive manner. God,
I like that.
True.
I like that. But we have to like knowledge. We done had plenty talks where we talk about word usage. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, we have talked about it, like how some words have a negative connotation to it. You feel me? So let's say in this sense, let's not say use, let's say utilize. Let's say utilize, because that's what a boss does. A boss utilizes people. He utilizes people in the perfect opportunity. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because a good boss, he ain't gonna use you, he gonna utilize you, because at the end of the day, you gonna have a good payoff too. A bad boss gonna use you and your ass gonna be looking stupid. And he's still gonna be holding the motherfucking bag. You feel me? Dirty, what you was just saying, them pastors, users. Cause the majority of their congregation is poor, can't pay their bills on time. It ain't the pastor's fault really, but at the same time, he ain't helping really neither. Cause like I said, it ain't just 10% of the congregation that's doing bad, 20%. It's more than half the congregation. More than half the congregation is living hovering or below the poverty line. That's just facts. That's just facts. That's one census they don't do in churches. Basically, if they do a census in all the churches around the country and ask people how much money they make and all that shit, I guarantee you the average is gonna be lower than you think. You know what I'm saying? So, but definitely, you know, reprogramming our minds and being more proactive in our thought patterns will definitely benefit us in the long run, not just monetarily, but just in life overall. Dirty, what you were speaking on, some people they'll respond like, "Oh well, I done seen it done." Okay, you done seen it done. It's a couple people that get lucky, slide through. You know what I'm saying? Because they know the right people. You know what I'm saying? They just got a little bit of oomph to them. You know what I'm saying? But in order to reprogram yourself, you gotta normalize motherfucking not giving up, like Knowledge said, not quitting, doing whatever and finding every reason to do the things necessary instead of finding every reason not to do it. That pessimistic attitude that you was talking about, Dirk. You see what I'm saying? If you come to me with an issue and I try to throw you some advice out there and you bat that shit down like you a Lajuan or something, nah, fuck that shit. Damn. Okay, I'll give you another idea. Nah, fuck that shit. That shit ain't gonna. All right, well, what about this? Nah, well, bro, what the fuck did you come talk to me for? You just came to vent because it sounded like you was really asking me for some advice. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be willing to find every reason to actually do the things that is going to be necessary for us to live a better life and have more financial freedom. Past that.
God body. God body. Yeah, man. I took it easy on the first go around. Like this time, it's like that fire. Like this is the raw truth. I mean, so the raw truth of the matter is this. Is you hit up on a great lot of topics. Within being said, what you said. When you talk about reprogramming, what you're talking about is changing your habits completely. And a lot of these take radical changes. They take radical changes. If you want to be wealthy, and the only thing that you can possibly think about is what you don't have, or you got somebody around you every time you try to bust a move, they try to stop you. Oh, let's go do this or let's go do that. You start getting all these distractions. You got to be able to ignore all them distractions. Say, man, if you're not, everybody don't have to follow you. A lot of roads are meant to be traveled alone. It's not meant to be traveled with everybody. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the places you're gonna have to go there by yourself, especially when you finding the greatest version of you. You got to be able to see that. It got to be a pure thing situation. So get up off your A double. You know what I'm saying? Get up off of that. Like, man, get out there and venture and meet people who are doing something different. I mean, like Dirty said that, like, meet different people. If you are the smartest person, the most wealthiest person around you, you're probably around the wrong people. Or not even around just the wrong people. You might just need to get around some other people. It might be somebody else that's a piece of that puzzle that will connect all of the dots that you've been looking to connect with. Like, everybody in this world, keep in mind, there's billions of people in this world. There's millions of people at least looking for exactly who you are. Don't be afraid to be you. The best way you know how to be you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's man. Most people see what you don't even see in yourself. There's somebody else out there looking at you in the background, like, damn, I could work with this person and do this and this and that. You just got to find the correct, right people. And if you keep spending all of these times trying to get people that are saying no versus the people, you got these I can'ts. You know what I'm saying? You got these people who are going to blame and throw excuses on everybody else in the world. If you keep hearing I can't and you keep dealing with the I can'ts, don't see why you can't instead of realizing you can. You know, you can. God body, man. Shout out to Marcellus, Mr. Ego, bro. He dropping them clues, like keeping it 1,000, man. Iron sharpens iron. So if you're around people with nothing but they don't have a ceiling. They don't have a ceiling. They potential is unlimited. And you rolling with nothing but people, man, it's gonna be nothing but success that way. Now, in our culture, it happens to be the only time we see that is something has made it where it has to be a negative agenda around it. Like if you say certain people, man, I went to a lake today and we were the only melanated people at that lake. And if I could say, when we first walked through there, everybody was looking at us crazy, like, you know, wow, like what they doing in here. But then being there about 15, 20 minutes later, you see that all of this looking at you a certain way was really curiosity. You know, these people don't know you. So when you're able to break down those barriers of curiosity and different things, you start seeing, man, there's a whole nother world beyond these barriers that you have created. And we don't want to take responsibility and accountability and say, you know what? I let the world introduce me to these barriers that I have kept instead of breaking those barriers. Yeah, I mean, the racism, all these other things, they might exist if you allow it to exist in your mind. And when I say that, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist in the environment. What I'm saying is you can let that be something that stops you, or you can let that be the catapult for you to actually excel and reasons to excel. You know, we at the point where we got to quit using these things as an excuse. Yeah, we all know it happened, but if you're not willing to do nothing about it, and 20 years later, you still talking about what so-and-so did way back then, but you ain't did nothing. Hey, man, we all going to be in a tomb one day. You know what I'm saying? So whatever tomb or whatever that you choose to go, you're accountable for what you push and put out, you know what I'm saying, in this life up until then. So I just say, man, wealth is really like a mental state. Now we all know it's outside influences. That's why it wouldn't even be responsible to talk about the symbols on money, how money is operated until we correct the poverty mentality. Then we can really get on, you know, back to what it is, man. With that said, That boy dirty, man. That boy yawning on this mother. What's popping?
Oh
God,
no, I'm listening. I'm tuned in. I just been in traffic all day. I'm really dropping them jewels. But most definitely, man. The mental, we got mental wealth. You hear me? We got spiritual wealth as well as physical wealth. It's a trinity. It's a manifestation. You know, you gotta be in all three. You got our physical health breaks down just like our mental health breaks down. We temporarily, a lot of times, we be having mental health breakdowns because of the food that we digest and the substances that we put in our body. 2,000 calories with no nutritional value, no supplements, no vitamin, nothing. It just tastes good. And then we having all type of wicked thoughts. Let's look at the visuals, the things that we watching on TV. You know, our culture, we love to abuse and criticize the rap music. It's held up to a higher moral obligation than movies. We sit up here and talk about the rap music after we watch Jeffrey Dahmer, or, you know, Saul, or John Wick. Hey, I was trying to see how many people John Wick killed in the movie. I lost count. Hey, he was killing so many. I'm talking about knocking shit down. Wow. I'm like, oh, people like that's gonna be a movie like Too Fast and Too Furious. They're gonna keep coming with their movies because America has a hunger for murder, sex, and drugs. But apparently we only like to point this out in the rap music. But a lot of people's argument with that is the rap music has a tremendous influence, which is true. Rappers have tremendous influence, but they're not in positions of authoritarian. You know, they're not teachers. They're not politicians. They're not lawmakers. You hear me? They have major influence, though, but they're not making the laws or dictating. You know, they can get up here talking about sliding, this and that, just like Michael Jackson made the song, "We Are the World. We are the," you know, now it's up to the labels which one they're going to put out and what visuals they want you to see. Once again, we grew up watching John Wick, Jason, Michael Myers, Rambo, 007, Terminator, all killer, you know, so it's this hunger for murder, sex, and drugs. So the rappers get, okay, let me tell, you know, I can't rap about weddings and anniversaries and living happily ever after, because that's not a thing in America, because there's real problems and people classism issues, you hear me? The health it's not wealth really, it's inadequacies. It's in despair. People's health is in turmoil. Go ahead. What was you saying?
Now, speaking of the rap industry, and what you saying, we was talking about the Ja Morant thing earlier, and you talking about wealth. You talking about somebody's scheduled to lose.
John Wick do go hard, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, John Wick do go hard. Yeah, John Wick go hard.
Killing everything.
You speak. Yeah, you speak on that, and you say Ja Morant, he's scheduled to lose at least $40 million next year, based on the gun being brandished. And you gotta,
then break no
yeah,
law.
you know what I'm saying. And his partner recorded it. So now when you speaking on
viral, by the way, yeah, it was his partner went viral. His friends around him.
Yeah,
you hear me?
He went viral.
Accident, my ass. There ain't no motherfucking accident, nigga.
Yeah, he went viral.
Yeah,
he went viral, and he unfriended him too. He unfriended him. I don't know if that's a publicity stunt or what you have to do. Man, but I mean, I say this: is this a sign of the poverty mentality? The fact that Ja Morant he's around. You signed over $200 million contract. Why is it at a point where you playing with the gun? Why this and I'm not gonna say it like I'm knocking Ja Morant. He didn't do anything illegal. You see politicians with yeah, I'm not putting that part out there.
Can I interrupt you real quick? Just real quick.
Please do. Hey, no, please do.
Now, everybody who owns a gun, everybody, if you own a gun, you heard me? You doing you in the mirror, you doing all this. If you own a gun, everybody plays with a gun, you know. So go ahead. That's why I had to say that, you know. So before they demonize,
Oh yeah, I mean,
everybody who owns
yeah.
a gun is in the mirror doing. You hear me? True or false?
But are you doing that when you're around people like yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm playing both sides.
Depending on the
I'm telling
age.
right.
Okay, depending on the age.
A
Yeah,
23-year-old.
I remember. Yeah, okay. So I remember being 22, and I was in the military. I was at my homeboy crib. He had just got this 40. I said, "Let me see that motherfucker." Excuse my language. I said, "Let me see that." He gave it to me. Did the same thing Dirty was talking about. I'm so and we in there drinking and everything. I'm so tripped out on the liquor when I'm holding the thing up. I ain't even realized he still had the clip in it. I done pulled the trigger. Bow, blew his thermostat off the wall. I swear to God, blew his thermostat off the wall. You hear me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, at a certain age, you better believe it's a, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's a definitely a big chance for
Imagine if
that
John
to happen.
Morant did that.
Right? Yeah. Man, you done blew the thermostat off the hotel room wall because that's what it would have been.
Hey,
That nigga definitely be out the league.
Hey, he finna go to prison
Hey,
for some shit like that.
he would have
but
took it
hey,
out.
before knowledge, before you get back on here, but listen. So I'll say this: we have to hold people accountable because there are things that happen prior to his little shit. You remember Gilbert Arenas? He had the gun in the locker room. After that, that nigga was not in the league no more. Cause he ended up getting into an altercation, and while they were in the locker room, he pulled that motherfucker out. You see what I'm saying? So
Man.
if you're a young person, if you're a parent and you got a young child, a young man that like basketball, shit, make sure he really in tune to that shit, that he know everything that's going on. So when he get up there and get that opportunity, he don't
Lord.
blow it doing some dumb shit that's already been done prior to him getting there. But you just watch basketball, you don't study it. You don't really just invest your whole time into it, so you don't really know what's going on. You don't know these players is getting in trouble for shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in tune to all that. You got to be in tune. Go ahead.
Yeah, body. Hey man, with the shout out is Tiller, man. Good, hey, good, great thing, bro. Especially bringing up the Gilbert Arenas matter, because I say that Gilbert Arenas, with the environment that we're creating, with the poverty type thing, yeah, bro. If you allowed to bring guns in the arena, say Draymond Green, who the dude he hit earlier this year. If they start bringing guns in the arenas, bro, with their basketball, what happens in basketball, somebody gonna end up getting killed in one of the arenas, bro. I mean, I'm just keeping it 1,000. Like, if they do keep letting the mentality, the poverty mentality, bro, it does have to be, we got to do about it. And shout out to Mr. Ego again, man. Once again, Mr. Because yeah, he dropped, bro. The legal age to carry in Memphis is 18 years old. Memphis is a very dangerous city. So if you're a millionaire like John Morant at that age, bro, you probably gonna have something to protect yourself, especially at least the images they put out there. I actually go out here and talk to and see people on a day-to-day basis, bro. The majority of people are not looking to see how they can jump off of you. But, we'll go to some places where, that's a very real reality. If you can, everybody know who you is, and they think that you got a large sum of money on you, man, it might make you break yourself. Like, they gonna want to know if you go to if you jump in the water and there's nothing but sharks out there. Don't be surprised if you get bit. At the end of the day and beginning of the day, this is capitalism. It's not the wealthy people, but when these wealthy people, even the wealthy people, a lot of people get wealth and they still have a poverty mentality. You know, they don't look at it like, how can I build something that's going to continue my wealth and make my wealth way bigger? They look at more so, how can I show everybody how wealthy I am? How can I use the people, keep them broke so I can continue to make more wealth? When in all actuality, there's enough wealth in this world for everyone. If they was just so happy, they mind up and go get to it. Like I say, there's people with all the wealth in the world looking for every single one of you out there in this world. Just be the greatest version of yourself. It's there. It's there. You know what I'm saying? It's there. But if you want to stay in these places where you know that it's gonna be vampires, they're gonna drink the life out of you, drain the life out of you. People don't want no better. Until we change these mentalities, you can't be around. You know, I say everybody is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, until we change the mentality, individually we can reprogram ourselves to achieve wealth. But yeah, I think anything that puts you in a box limits potential. You know, if you think that if I don't do this, if you think more so of why you can't than why you can, or the reasons why you should, you're probably gonna deal with more of the poverty than you would deal with reprogramming for wealth. Wealth is an unlimited thing, man. And I say, like, I agree. There are symbols on money that show control. There are all type of things to say, hey, man, like, we shouldn't even be dealing with money, or we shouldn't deal with certain things. But actually, you having that, you telling your subconscious to push you further away from it. You got to say, man, I love money. Money loves me. Money think about me when I ain't even thinking about money. And just watch how your life changes. Like, say these stuff with conviction. The same way you get mad, oh, mother, this in the same way, that same conviction, you got to have that when you say, I love money. Money loves me. And you'll start seeing that for some reason, every day you wake up, it's looking for you. Like, it's looking for you. But as long as you say, nah, man, you know, I ain't really about, you know, now I agree. Once again, I'm not a politician. Might be on the street politician, like, you know what I'm saying? From the level of going into the communities and changing those and politicking with the people, for sure. But when you get on the level where you're talking about creating laws and creating how money is distributed, none of us are doing that. So we know it's not fair. It's cold, but it is fair. It's cold, but it's fair. Reprogram your mind and watch how the life change for you for real. God body.
I think appreciate that insight too, brother. Like the brother said, I think what they're doing to him is childish and unnecessary. And what's the player knowledge? You said everybody, he's not doing nothing that everybody ain't been doing. They got pictures with assault rifles.
Chris Kamen.
You hear me? Huh?
Chris Kamen.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Chris Kamen. They say he was hunting though. They say he taking pictures of his gun. He's a hunter.
Yeah, he killing.
Yeah, it was that shit was in the off season.
Like I said, Hal, if Ja Morant, the off season, I guess you can.
I agree.
The image, you still image, you know. If Ja Morant, you know, just imagine we 23 millions of dollars. What? How many millions? 250 million. So imagine what's finna be on your neck and on your. You hear me? Young, you in the NBA, everybody, your hormones raging. You hear me? You out there, some dude, oh man, his girl, he see how his girl reacting to these multimillionaires, you hear me? Oh man, this nigga think he whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, you hear me? So they gotta protect themselves by all means, and they young, they going out. The people that division that we got at our age, they ain't thinking about nobody dying. Somebody get shot, they at the party next week, you hear me? They kicking it. That's at that age, that's. So, like I said, man, they doing too much. If he was suspended 8 games last season, suspend him 16 and move on with it. Now, you hear me? This is the second infraction for him to get. Like I said, this ain't no Gilbert Arenas situation where he pulled the burner on somebody, or they got into an incident, or they did anything wrong. Off season, he's still a human. He's still a youngster. They on Instagram, you hear me? That's it. So for him, they always gotta make sure to put the backlash,
Right.
just like Kyrie Irving. The backlash is, man, I wish we just stopped, man. Hey, man, we gonna start doing our own everything, man. We tired of that shit, man. You hear me? We shouldn't even be. They shouldn't even be able to affect our money like that. Look at all the money they generating in there. You hear me? You can set up overseas, it's hard to roll. Goddamn it, you got a gun, a way to steal his money. You hear me? Kanye West, what you say? you what he say? We the Jews. 1 billion, $1.5 billion later. You hear me? That's power. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People be saying choices, and hey, man, it's a hierarchy, man. These people is controlling the narrative. Now, once again,
shout out to Indigo.
Yeah.
Shout out to Indigo. We got to talk about that Kanye West. I want to get up.
I'm
telling you, pop on the Kanye West.
I'm a big fan of Jesus. Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all that shit. It is what it is, man. That shit doesn't happen. That shit.
I don't agree with him bringing the black community into his bullshit. It ain't like you've been fighting for the black community now. Don't bring that into there. You hear me? Now what happened, man? You mad because of Kim? You hear me? First off, you $1 billion up. You can build production centers, distribution centers. You talking all this black power and then all yada yada. Why is you fucking with what's his name? Adolf Hitler. You hear me? Adidas. That's who Adidas is. That's Adolf Hitler. You hear me? And Nike is the other. You hear me?
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes perfect. It makes perfect
sense. It don't to me. Because if you acting like you said, you calling them out, you calling people, oh, they doing this to us. Well, you doing now what you telling the youngsters, they got $200 million. What is they gonna do? They gonna sign. Who ain't gonna take a $120 million shoe contract deal? Who ain't gonna take it? You know what I'm saying? But you see what you're doing for Adidas. They lost a quarter of their stock. Now you was in prime position to create your own shoe, your own brand. But that's the shit you said you want to do, but you turn around doing something else. You back with Adidas. You hear me? What was all the hoorah and shit for? And yada. Better contract? You hear me? So you're gonna involve all the whole black culture in just because you're trying to get a better contract, man. Get the fuck out of here. Nigga, ain't nobody jamming for that shit. But as an artist, you're a hell of an artist. You hear me? And creative music, genius. Not that the shit you talking, not so much. You hear me? That's my deal, bro. Don't bring the black community into that shit when you ain't thinking about niggas. You ain't thinking about keeping the money in the black family. You married Kim. You hear me? Where's all that money going to? The city, Kim. You hear me? That's going to it's not staying in the family. That's not the shit you own. But you man, he got everybody hypnotized too. I'm like, damn, this nigga Jesus. That nigga, I said, baby, this nigga is Jesus. he saying Jesus, man. Hey, shit. My nigga Jesus,
hey, you definitely hit some shit.
What? Come on,
you definitely tapped into some shit. So one point I'm gonna speak on is the Ja Morant shit. Since we talking about reprogramming, a lot of times when we see, our young black athletes or black movie stars or TV personalities get into some trouble, we don't really like the discipline. We don't like the discipline that they get, right? But at the same time, since we talking about reprogramming, it's like, nigga, don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Reprogramming. You see what I'm saying? Any young cat that's getting ready to come up out of college and all that shit, that see this shit going on with Ja Morant, if you get caught doing some shit like that, you're done. Straight up. Because you already seeing what they gonna do to you. Because he got suspended 8 games. He'll probably get suspended 16, 20 games, something like that. Gonna lose some money. But guess what's gonna happen to the next person that get into some shit like that? You see what I'm saying? So make sure you just putting yourself in the right position. You know what I'm saying? In an industry like that, just understand, yeah, you dribbling the ball, but you playing on their court. You playing on their court. So be in tune with your star player and understand that.
I don't like the chastisement.
Yeah,
I don't like the chastisement. I don't like it. Kanye West. I don't like the chastisement.
No. I ain't talking about chastising them at the. See, them niggas already done been through that shit, so it's over with. So we speaking to the people.
The time don't fit the crime. The crime don't fit the time. You hear me?
I mean, yeah, but what I'm saying is, in this case, that shit already happened. So like, yeah, I'm not about to keep on chastising them niggas and talk if they did wrong or did right and all that shit. We talking about reprogramming. So we trying to reprogram the other people that's coming up or that ain't had no issues like that. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And I'm speaking to them because it's like, keep your ass away from those situations. Yeah. Just period. So a motherfucker ain't even got to feel like they need to chastise you or they feel like they torn in between. Well, damn, you know, that is a black man, but dang, he did kind of, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I ain't Kyrie, Kanye, Ja, all them niggas, all them dudes that's done got in trouble already, you know what I'm saying, just now.
I think they in trouble for nothing. That's that. I
think moving forward, I mean, it ain't really, I don't really think it's nothing you can really advise Kanye of. I mean, shit, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I'm saying? What can I tell you?
It was worth him
other than keep your peace, make sure you got your mind right. Don't let them people drive you beyond the point that you're already at. You know what I'm saying? People already think you crazy. Don't let them drive you beyond it. You know what I'm saying?
I think he had temporarily mental break. You know, once again, I think he had mental breakdowns. People, we especially niggas, we all he's supposed to know better. Like we don't have mental breakdowns. You hear me?
So don't add nothing to your plate that's gonna even you see what I'm saying? If you already dealing with mental health issues and things like that, then you shouldn't be putting yourself in situations that's gonna.
No, I just woke up, but I want to know why he got to be a house nigga.
Why?
Why is it a house nigga?
Do you think he is or he ain't?
He ain't want to be a house nigga, so he don't have to act like a house nigga. That's just that. Kanye don't want to be a house nigga no more, so he's wilding. Why would the advice to him be stay in the house and be a house nigga? Listen to Massa. That's some bogus ass shit in 2023 to say to Kanye. He should be.
I agree.
He should do whatever the fuck he want to do. He done been named slave for a long time. He done held it down for the squad for a long time. I feel like Kanye should stay what he want to fucking say. That's all I said. Fuck that.
God, bye.
Hey man,
I'm a co-sign. I got to co-sign that because we talking about reprogramming for choice.
Let's not pull up the bullshit.
Hey, I want to see some people call that bullshit. I think it's the raw truth.
You can't say that. You can say some shit. You can't say no shit like that. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, but you can't say no shit like that and just think people gonna be cool with it.
I don't want people to be cool with what I'm about to say. But in 2023, if you still a slave and you letting someone else control your reality, you yourself are the reason that your reality is the reason why it is. So yeah, bro, if you have a choice between death and slavery, you still had a choice. So what Kanye West said was real. It wasn't these type of illusions that we make and say. It's just the raw truth. Sometimes, you know, they say Yahshua said, I come with a sword. So that means that sword is going to hurt, but it's true. You know what I mean? It's still a choice. Yeah. People go to work. I said it earlier. People go to work every day. Then some people say, man, I ain't never working for nobody else. And they get down to the bottom of wherever they got, and they had this choice where they say, man, I'm gonna go back to work for somebody, or I'm gonna actually keep doing what I'm doing and it's gonna work. And those people that you look at are very successful. They keep doing whatever the hell they feel like they should have keep doing. They don't turn back and say, man, slavery was a choice. Like, and Kanye West is proof in the pudding because you see the results. Yeah, he did go back to Adidas. However, Adidas had to revise.
He did. They said, nigga, shut your motherfucking ass up and give me your motherfucking money, nigga. Nigga, I'll take your money,
so
nigga.
Much. Adidas lost so much, they had to go back to Kanye West and revise it. So he knew, and some people will say, man, he used black people, he used certain agendas, man.
But to get a better deal. To get a better deal?
I don't think
that's you a politician like you're not no Malcolm X. Niggas is putting this nigga on the pedestal like he on some Malcolm X shit. He's not, this nigga ain't been, all of a sudden,
so is he any better than a politician?
Hell,
so is Kanye any better than a politician? Because it sounds like he kicked a bunch of shit out there. It sounds like he kicked a bunch of shit out there to get people on his side. And then once he got his way, he went and did whatever the fuck he was gonna do anyway.
Bro, that nigga is not messing with nobody kids. If that nigga is not touching kids, which he is 100% is not doing, he is an infiltrator in Hollywood, then he can say whatever the fuck he want to say.
Is he any better than a politician?
Yes, he is, because he is not following their fucking agenda. He is not following their agenda.
We just talked about using and utilizing people. The difference between using and utilizing people. This is a perfect example, bro.
Who does Kanye?
Perfect example.
Who in the collective does Kanye West need? I need answers. Which one of us?
Adidas. He needs Adidas.
Who does he need out of us? Nobody. He don't need us.
Do you hold on. Do you know Dirty, what we talking about? The consumer, right? Yeah. Told you how powerful the consumer is. Knowledge just spoke on how powerful the consumer is, and he didn't even know it. They stock went down. Adidas stock went down.
So this is what I was
So evidently, if Adidas stock don't go down, then they don't go back to Kanye.
They stock went down.
Right or wrong?
The people were following Kanye.
Because black people stopped buying their shit for a minute.
Because of his sphere of influence. Because of his sphere of influence, he was able to influence so many people. When he said they quit dealing with Adidas, and this is for the people.
That's the time to make your own shit. To be on this black power shit. This is a black-owned, Black Star Line, Martin Garvey shoe. Fuck Adidas. I'm Kanye West. That's the black power shit you preaching.
So for people who act like Kanye West was using black people, you have to remember this. When Katrina had Kanye West said, he said on the news, George Bush don't like black people. He is Kanye West didn't always.
That wasn't no breaking news. Hold on, let's time out. Let's not. Why are we giving people credit for something that's not breaking news? That is not breaking news. That was not breaking news when he said it.
Get down. Go ahead and get down, nigga. The nigga tell you
what I'm saying. What I'm saying.
He never talk about himself, nigga.
Talking about reprogramming for wealth. So I will say this. Kanye West set up.
Heroes.
Okay.
I got some reprogramming for you.
Niggas, we got classism issues. He a billionaire, so he's an icon. So he's some fucking.
I got some reprogramming for you. I understand we talking about reprogramming.
Realistic question for y'all. What is Kanye West doing behind the scenes with his wealth? Because nobody's talking about the city that he's opening and the currency that he's creating and the things and the opportunities that he was creating for melanated people before he went off.
Melanated people.
So, sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, because he does understand that all of the collective will be given a chance. So he's not only limiting his help to melanated people, as you know, because he marries whoever the fuck he wants.
You just said he don't need us, right? He don't. So what opportunity if we can't sing or do something, to break him some money? What type of opportunities is he creating for people like us? Not that he's supposed to do it, but that's what the rhetoric that he's speaking out of his mouth. Oh, they sacrificed my mom. Oh, they use us in the industry to do this, yada, yada, yada. Okay, make this and collaborate with other people in your position and create this empire. That's the shit you teaching. That's why I say he using the black people to back and trying to create a race war.
I don't think he gotta help us at the fuck all, honestly. Y'all be wilding. Them people don't have to help the humanity if they don't want to.
Shit, that's what they're supposed to do.
I mean, well, don't talk about it then. That's the whole thing. It's reprogramming. Be a man of your word. That's why I say, is he any better than a politician? Because the thing about it, politicians get up there every 4 years is somebody getting elected and they're kicking out whatever everybody want to hear, and then they get elected, and then the majority of the time they don't follow through. So basically, what the same thing Dirty speaking on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he don't have to do nothing for nobody, but don't like basically say something like that, speak that or kick that type of knowledge and kick that type of understanding, but you're not even following through on it. You're not following. What are you? I mean, he a billionaire, so shit on one end, yeah, we can't really. A motherfucker be like, you can't say shit to a motherfucker if you believe that money is the goddamn tip top of the scale of everything. If the money is the end of all things.
What? He went to Gap. Adidas. These motherfuckers ain't. I'm talking about the sellout thing, the whole shit. How's now the black music, the gospel music? You can say he's kind of. You hear me? But these are musicians. I'm trying to see the transference of wealth, but this is he's speaking like on some. He's not on no black shit like that. Like how people hypnotized by the money and shit. You hear me? They act like, oh, he's speaking for us. Nigga, he talking about you niggas. Shit like, money, nigga, you in slave. You can free yourself from slavery. Niggas is we got this false perception. We free in this motherfucker. Free what, nigga? Free what, nigga? You hear me? Free what? You hear me? Free what? That's anybody can take the floor. Free
put him up there,
what? Free what?
Our mind.
Yeah, I've been in prison 9 years. Freedom design existed in the mind. You hear me? Free mind. I think it's free because you got money. I'll just spend this money.
That's what I'm able. I can't let nobody tell me that I have nothing free in the ground but my mind. But my mind takes places that other motherfuckers can't go. So I will. I'm able to obtain my consciousness and my freedom, and at least I know what the fuck my birthright is. Goddamn, get them.
I can dig it.
Right. That's shit. That right there is very important. The birthright. Knowledge. Do you spend money?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then, yeah. Dirty. What? Hey, get it, Dirty. What you tell me, Dirty? Still under slave to the money system.
All the people who saying Kanye West, ain't doing nothing for the community, they're doing nothing for the people. Where are these people at doing something or saying something when a handler, somebody that knows he was with the what do you call it, like the Canadian mafia, these people that are his handlers, when they say, man, I'm gonna send you back to zombie land and medicate you to death, where are all these people who are expecting somebody to do something for them then? Man, how do you expect people to do something for you when John Morant when he flashed the gun? It's people exactly like that look like John Morant to get on TV and say stuff like, yeah, man, he should be kicked out of the NBA, discarded forever. When Kanye West is going through what he's going through, it's people that look like us to say, man, Kanye West need to take his medicine. Bruh tripping. He off his whackers. It is people like us that promote and say this stuff. So if it's us that's saying it, why would you turn back around and double back and say, what is this person doing for the communities? If your communities are so broken, if they so broken that when you finally get wealth, they want to compete, not support, not help. You could come back and build with these people, but we know what happened to Nipsey Hussle.
Because when you get on, they leave your ass for a white girl. Get on,
I'm saying,
how are you going to preach this narrative?
These are perceptions. These are the perceptions. If you keep having experiences with certain people, you might start saying, I hear plenty of people that look like me right now. Hey man, I ain't having no more relationships with Nubian women. I'll be like, damn, what kind of comment is that? But then I start seeing their experience of what they used to going through.
I said foreign. That don't mean this.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't talking about you. Nah, yeah.
I said it before. I said
he
foreign.
was under. I think he was under MK Ultra mind control, and they forced him into marrying Kim Kardashian because she is 33 degree. Listen, she's 33 degree.
She a witch.
But she's very high. She's diamond elite status. Like, she can do really whatever. She harnesses a lot of people's energy, like Marilyn Monroe. They give her, they go in the museum. They go in the museum and give her shit out of the museum so she can do witchcraft on it and harness her energy and shit. So we can't just say, oh, he did this, and this.
That's why when we say he crazy, then niggas don't want to address the mental health. We saying all this about Kim.
But do y'all know what lithium is? Do y'all know like what lithium is and what happens to your brain if you intake lithium? They said that Kanye was on like 300, 400, 500 milligrams of lithium a day. They was literally frying his brain.
So when niggas say he crazy, do they have any type of
no? Because they're dumb.
That's not so. If he taking lithium, like you just said, what it does to the brain, and niggas start saying slavery was a choice. You know.
He said he was off his meds. He said he wasn't on his meds when he said
yeah, Kanye fucked up. He just
why are we talking about that when slavery was a choice? It just hurts all niggas to think about it.
No, niggas is free now. Niggas is free now. I'm like, what? I'm like, damn, what earth is these niggas living? Hey, the niggas that's talking about they free. I'm like, they must be in the middle earth or something. We can't be in the USA. We can't be. Surely we not the United States. I be like, man, where's these niggas at, man? I want to get on that realm. You hear me? Shit. Cause what's the sensibility?
That's the only country where it's structured like that. They don't even never have shit if we can't running around.
We ain't gonna. We got the Cowboys. We got the Thunder. Nigga. We ain't no goddamn Frenchman, nigga. Stop it. We like some goddamn. We got the Cowboys. We got the Thunder, the Mavericks. Nigga, we got the Lakers. We don't got none of that shit. You hear me? We don't got none of that shit. That's where they demonize, they exploit niggas. You hear me? They demonize us, teach us to not want shit. Teach us we all different. We all the same. Man, I guess freedom is.
I got a question.
I rest my case, Your Honor. You hear me?
I got a question for everybody.
I can't defend against the whole niggas. Niggas, what is it? Niggas is free. Nah, man.
Why? Why is it that if I don't have as much as you or more than you, I can't critique you? I'm not qualified to tell you that you fucking up. Why is that?
That's easy.
Why? Why is that?
Because if somebody got more money than you, you need to listen to them. I mean,
you a goddamn lie. That's what that stupid ass nigga said. You crazy than the motherfucker. You crazy than the motherfucker. Hey, look. Hey, okay, so look, we see the situation that Kanye in, right? So how can Kanye give a motherfucker advice on how to keep they advice on how to keep they motherfucking kids? Hell no, because he got his kids up.
Yes, because he
hell no, he ain't got his kids. So how?
Levels of being taken over. Y'all are psychotic. This is crazy.
No. We talking in layman's terms. I asked a simple ass question.
Can I answer the goddamn question? If
Yeah,
you watch the
answer the
movie,
question I asked.
if you watch the movie Get Out, that he says is actually about him, it
Ah,
shows you
shit.
that they
Mm.
come in and out of
Did he
consciousness
say
because
that?
y'all think that all of this shit in the
I didn't know
movie.
that.
Listen, the ancestors are gonna spit on y'all with rain tomorrow. That y'all
Mm.
think that everything.
It's been raining all
And
week.
can I answer the goddamn question? They've been spitting on y'all all week. That's fine. But
Look, no.
if you watch anything with knowledge in it about when they take over your consciousness and transfer it to a new body, and when they harnessing your energy, how you have waves of going in and out. So that's why certain frequencies can be shined on the celebrities and they kind of open their eyes and they're able to see through. That's why he told y'all he would break the new clone and he would break any clone that they put him in because he was going to be able to get out of that consciousness. So I really feel like there's his soul, which is stronger than the AI that is fighting this AI. And he literally is able to overcome his clone each time. That's why they keep cloning Kanye, because he literally is God body. But only people who came in this realm to do this mission is going to say, oh my gosh, I know exactly what he's going through. Everybody else is going to have those I call them infiltrator spirits governing them, telling them otherwise. But there's some of us who literally can see with, I mean, wide open. You can send me any situation and I'll tell you exactly where it is from what realm and why it comes like that or what's happening like that. But I don't see with the eyes that people on the third dimensional realm sees with. I'm not supposed to. So I'm not ever going to be able to sit and agree with some dumbass shit. He is being taken over by an entire government that literally don't want his message to get out. They keep cloning the nigga. They done made him marry a new bitch. Mind you, Kanye West was shorter than this bitch before he went missing. Now he taller than this bitch and buffing on steroids. That's not even him. But we're not gonna pay that no mind. We just gonna keep talking about 3D stuff. It don't make sense.
Okay, on one end, it's a free will, right? It's free thinking. We're
That they're
free from
messing with though.
we're free from slavery, and the mind is the most powerful. And then on the other end, this is mind control. Harley Pasternak got Kanye West in a sunken place. You hear me? And on the other end, there's free will. So it's a medium in between conspiracy and truth. Like we were saying, I don't know if he is getting cloned. And cloning is just now becoming a new thing out here. They've been cloning in 50, 60 years in India. You hear me? They've been cloning. It's just people is still not even really hip to cloning. So all I was saying, I'm a big fan of Kanye West, but the black shit, that niggas act like he on some remotely Martin Luther King or Malcolm X shit. Nah, it's not none of that type of shit. You just because if he was on that shit, that'd be his message constantly. You know what I'm saying? If he was a revolutionist, that's that you ain't finna shut, you not finna shut Malcolm X up. You hear me? You're not finna shut Martin Luther King up. So that's why he's a great musician and a fucking designer. But I'm like, damn, maybe this shit is Jesus. Hey, he named himself because he got to me. He got the hypnosis don't just work on one person. The hypnosis controls the entire community. You hear me? Nations, they control nations of people with these indoctrinations. So you think they got only you think they only controlling Kanye West? He's a multi-billionaire. You hear me? So if they're controlling $1 billion motherfucker like that, imagine what the fuck they doing to us. Nobody wants to think about that though. You hear me? Nobody wants to. Kanye West, like you just said, who? He don't even know us. So if they controlling a mega billionaire motherfucker like that, imagine the mind control through these institutions, this monetary institution, this religious institution, this educational institution, these mind controls. This is how you program people. You program cars, systems, electronics with these same programs. You know what I mean? So The brother was off his meds, off his rockers, and he just the meds, the mind, everybody that's on these fucking drugs, they get on this spiritual shit, and like Kanye start having these receptors open at their shit, you hear me? And he's on, just look at all the pastors, all the fucking in any religious indoctrination. They on this spiritual high, molesting the kid shit, you hear me? Doing all the bullshit and selling people dreams. I don't believe in it, but I tell people that shit, man. But he's having temporarily mental. What in his right mind person would wants to lose $1 billion in 2 weeks? That man been working all these years, being on his goat, the top of his craft, and in 2 weeks he lost 1.5. And people saying he don't got no mental breakdown going on. He married Kim Kardashian, a witch that y'all was talking about. You hear me? Caitlyn Jenner's turned into a hoe. He don't want to be a man no more. He cut off his, you hear me? This is the type of family he married into, though. So the mental, and he's not having a mental breakdown. I can't buy it. I ain't gonna hog the lane though, but I can't buy it, bro. I can't buy it, bro. I'm sorry.
And I appreciate that perception, God body. Although I think it was some high-powered bullshit. I think, you know what I'm saying? I gotta come out and say it's high-powered bullshit because, hey man, look here, man. Look at here. The man said he is not Martin or Malcolm X. Why? Because he hasn't gotten assassinated as of yet. See, here go the thing, man, with this mental illness that we deal with. We know that they're putting stuff in the food from the lower pyramids. At the higher pyramid, part of the pyramid, there's a smaller portion. The smaller people are here. As you go down, you see the majority of people. So we do know that the food is being manipulated. You don't have to white people like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X now because they start talking. You got people like Harley Pasinick that say, hey, man, I'll send you back to the sunken place. Playtime with your kids will never be the same. He openly said that we drugged this person, but you still have people criticizing this person that even other people say we drugged it.
They drugged the whole population. Vaccination.
No, that's consent. That's consent.
Hey,
not at a baby. Not when you're a baby. It ain't consent.
Yes, my kids don't have that shit. My kids don't got none of that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. You know your
all
rights.
I know is
you know who you are.
I'm,
you don't gotta
I'm
get
confused
that shit.
at this point.
What you confused about this?
You hear me, Knowledge? I'm confused about. We start. The topic is reprogramming for wealth, but now I'm confused by why the fuck I should even want some motherfucking wealth if this motherfucking billionaire black man is getting toyed with like a motherfucking Pinocchio doll. So what the fuck I want all this goddamn money for? I'm confused.
Is
I'm
that
confused.
all that wealth is?
So hold on. So on one end, we have a lot of people that preach, you know what I'm saying, that you got to get to the money, get to the money, get to the money, get the wealth, get the wealth, get the wealth. But then at the same time, you telling me this elite ass black man that's done amassed so much wealth. I'm like, I'm just keeping it 100. I'm just keeping shit. I don't even need. I don't even want all that. If I'm gonna be like Dirty said, who knows what they doing with us down here at the bottom? But at the same time, let's just speak on the motherfuckers that's at the top. Shit, if I'm about to be up there getting used and abused, put in a sunken place and all that, what the fuck am I striving to get to there for? Please tell me, somebody explain to me, why would I be striving to get to a place where they can manipulate, use me even more than where I am now? So we have to explain that.
I mean,
we got come on now. Let's shit. What's up?
It's the money
tell
system.
Me.
So you got us fighting to get to the top of a money system that was never created for us, never made for us. So that's where I think people hold their wealth. First off, niggas want to be on TV. You want to be on TV, then you want to be under their control. Because you can obtain wealth like old melanated people and sit the fuck down somewhere and chill out and do your thing on your land. But see, we want to be on TV real bad. So that's where it comes from. You don't have to have wealth and obtain it the way that they do it, but there's keeping up with the Joneses that we have going on continuously, and everybody want to be in the limelight. So I feel like that's just what it is. We don't even need to be using their money, but I mean that's on the way. But until that fully transitions, then we're gonna keep having to use their money. There's no other way around it other than being bums. We have to use their money.
Mm.
I mean, we have to. But that's not all that wealth is, because you can have a wealthy mind. You can have a wealthy, I mean, there's so much more to wealth than just their money. And people can have money and lack a lot of other wealth. So,
Absolutely.
oh,
Absolutely.
That's that. Yeah,
Six, you
yeah.
wanted to know how the government clones. You got to go watch that movie, Them,
Uh,
Jordan Peele's movie, because we all come out like
Oh
that.
yeah,
We
I
all,
done seen all that shit. I done
yeah,
seen all that shit.
yeah,
yeah.
cloning is real. We just gotta,
Oh,
we gotta.
I didn't say I was trying to figure it out. I never
No,
said
that
I
she
didn't
thought
believe
she
it
in
or
the
anything
comment.
like that.
She in the
You know what I'm
comment.
saying?
What's up
No, there
with
was
you?
somebody in the comments asked a question about how does
Oh,
the government clone, but the government got their cloning from the Anunnaki. So if you look up the fallen angels, there was disagreeable and agreeable forces, and the disagreeable forces went against nature and the universe, and they showed the lower vibrational beings how to clone. They gave them weapons. That's where all of these atomic bombs and shit come from. All that shit come from the ancestors. So cloning just came from, I mean, you can look in the Egyptian temples and you can, I mean, cloning been here for a long time. They just are openly doing it because we're slaves.
They making babies now without men and women. They are genetic. They are bioengineering babies and human. It's a lot of. See, we've been. They took the knowledge away and gave us belief systems, religions. You hear me? We used to know the stars, go to space, and do all the chemical, all the table of elements. You hear me? The periodic table of elements. Now we into religion and sports and things that really don't make the world turn. You know what I'm saying? We got to start getting back to that nature, get grounded, put our feet on the grass, get in tune with nature, get in tune with the sun, and back to the slavery, everything US dollars, everything's for sale. The land, the resources is in the land, you know. We used to have all the land. They used to have all the Bibles. They pulled a switcheroo on us. Now we got all the Bibles and they got all the land because the resources is in the land. And the most resourceful part of the globe is our ancestors that they taught us to hate, and we're the only people who are ashamed of their culture. You know what I mean? Their history, their ancestors. And the rest of the world plagiarizes it and steals it as their own. So we have a rich, illustrious culture that we come from to, like I said, man. But the control, this free thinking thing, that's an illusion. You hear me? That is the biggest illusion in the world. Is free thinking. We free. Like I said, we got the master teachers. They got masonry schools. They got, you hear me? The master teachers, the master numbers. This is all about systems and indoctrinations, man. So we all leaders, but we get that added leadership training, and then just start trying to get outside our households. You hear me? Go to a place like a Red Cross. See where ain't nobody under your lineage. You're not a father or a mother or somewhere. See if you got influence around people you don't know. See if people will follow you. You know what I mean? Not just around people you know, because this is how we test the leadership and we cultivate the leadership skills. That's the difference between an apple seed and an apple tree, is the stages of development. So an apple seed has the potential to turn to an apple tree, but it's not necessarily going to get there until it goes through the stages of development. So we need that leadership training that a lot of us with the conceit of, I'm already a leader, that we never set out in the past to get, because we already know everything. You know, so we got to study things outside our realm. So the control, the controlling, the manipulations, the indoctrinations. Once again, we got on Kanye West. Now he has an abundance of resources. Shit, we can only dream about. But he doing it. His dreams is in color. You hear me? His dreams is in real time. So once again, they are controlling him like this. So if you just get over yourself a little bit, and you'll see that they controlling this multi-billion-dollar tycoon, Kanye West. The name's already going down in history if it's over and said tomorrow. And then we behinds on the board. So they just pushing us along. You hear me? We going with whatever. We paying for land, food, and water. We still public citizens. Nothing's private. We still have our socials, and you hear me? We still buying items in our legal names. We're not private. You hear me? So it's a classism thing. So the money definitely affects the resources. And the reprogramming for wealth, I don't think you can program people for wealth unless you already had wealth. You know what I mean? Because right now we got poor physical diets, our nutritional value, the things that we eat is keeping us sick in the hospitals. You know, so our finances is messed up, and our spiritual health is definitely lacking. Because look who we're learning from. Right now we won't acknowledge our state as African Americans, and we'll never be able. A beggar nation can never rise to its full potential. You know, so like I said, independence is, we got to strive for independence. We always we African Americans, we need to go with a title that's just for us. It's like the Asians come over here. Next thing you know, they got little Chinatown. The Mexicans, they got the Mexican grocery stores. When is we going? Hey, we got to get with the program. Obviously, we on the spiritual God shit, and that's cool. You hear me? But we got to get on this economics, man. That's my piece, man.
No, I was just saying they do the same thing. Like they Chinese stores and Arab stores, and you just be looking around like y'all won't even support the goddamn Jamaicans here. That's why we go out our way to not go to the Chinese or the Indian stores. I think we had to buy some fans and a washer from them because they are the cheapest. You feel me? Like they got the good shit for the cheapest down here. Like we bought a washing machine for the low, brand new, but you go to so I get why people shop with them, but I shouldn't. We shouldn't. I wanted to answer the lady's questions, Miss Tashika. She have to research the Anunnaki. The way I teach is to let you read your own things. Um, so you can see for yourself your answers. There is a group of beings called the Anunnaki who kind of sort of created every tribe, who kind of sort of came, and the word Anunnaki only means from the heavens above. So that just tells you that there's a whole group of people who came with this knowledge. So we don't know whose DNA that they're using to clone. We don't know what they're drive behind is to find gold. It is to apparently enslave humanity. So you just and I can send you the Anunnaki book or the Emerald tablets. I have the first one. I can send y'all any of that knowledge so that you can learn, because that's the kind of stuff I like to talk about, that deep stuff. So all right, that's my
God,
All
body.
right, real talk. Real talk.
Man. So I guess we had the closing statements, I guess, or whatever. But
God, body.
back to the reprogramming for wealth, and to go hit a very great point. Wealth isn't just in the finance. But I just want to say before I get off, but what I was speaking on was prior conversation when we actually came up with the topic. When we were speaking on wealth, it was pretty much centered around financial. You know what I'm saying? But indeed, being wealthy does not mean you're only financially wealthy. You can be, like you said, wealthy in health, wealthy in family. My mom even said that one time. She's like, I might not have a lot of money, but I had 4 kids, and now I got 16 grandkids, and I got so many other people who call me mama and treat me like family. So she definitely said she was wealthy in family. So I definitely get that point of view. Just the raw truth about reprogramming for wealth is we have to get out of our own way. We can't make no excuses. And I'm just speaking on in personally, when you trying to get to your goals, can't make no excuses. Like I said before, we got to try to find every reason to follow through with any plan that we have. A lot of times we let that lazy spirit get over us, and we don't take the necessary steps that we need to take to get to our goals. So just make sure you stay on your toes, stay on your pivot. Don't let nobody knock you off balance. You know what I'm saying? Try to find peace. And then that way you can get to the level that you're trying to get at. That's all. That's that.
Closing. God about it. Closing statement. Reprogramming for wealth. Say that there is a such thing as a impoverished mentality, and there's a such thing as moral poverty, and there's a such thing as more. Some people are physically, financially rich, but they're poor morally. They have poor morals. So at the end of the day, I think when you use wealth as a tool and you actually are subjected to where you have the wealth, then you have to work on getting your morals, because once the people are filthy rich, they say, man, I worked my whole life to get the money. Now the money means nothing. A lot of times now they're looking for a conviction or something to will in life. They're looking for a purpose now. They've achieved the money, so that's not enough. Your heart's still beating. So now you want to accumulate more. Some people they get to the millionaire status. They like, I want billions. Some people get to the millionaire and the billionaire status, like Kanye West, and then they finally say, man, everything I've been taught, like, look, I don't know nobody around me, and the only people that are around me want to control. They want me to be a puppet. And the moment I'm not a good artist, a artist to where I'm doing whatever they want me to do, they try to drug me. I mean, so then you get to a point where it's like, well, why even have the resources? The resources is so you can spread. Let's get these topics right. This is the closing statement. The government only job is to distribute the wealth equally. Like we fail to realize we have given away our resources, and the people that are supposed to distribute the wealth evenly are saying no. The system where it is ran by greed. So it's not a thing to where it should turn you off. It's wanting to accumulate wealth so you can help people. Instead, people get a bigger house, a bigger car, have more women, have more attention, more people to hit the like button, more people to subscribe, more people to comment. So we're on this world that is based on something that everything is illusionary. Even the wealth, it is an illusion. Like once you get there, somebody say, man, I'll take everything from you. You was posted on the internet. You can't play basketball next year. Do you have the ability to go to a court? Yes. But somebody says, hey, you can't do that. You was outside of the bounds. So when you reprogram yourself for wealth, we have to start taking these illusions or these certain things that make us think a certain way and find the value in self. I mean, we can preach it much more. Once you see the value in you, and then you start seeing the value in other people, you won't waste your time having meaningless conversations with people. Not when you got wealthy people or people who are already doing what you're trying to do. They already out there doing it and they looking for you. So you'll start connecting with these people instead of having meaningless conversations with people who are not teaching you, not getting nothing from the situation, but wasting your time. I think this is one of the biggest things that we deal with when we deal with a poverty mentality. You waste so much time around these people that are really in competition with you, and then you end up in a Ja Morant situation. You end up, you in the NBA, none of your partners in the NBA, guess what? So I can go live or I can get some clout. I'm going to show my face, and then I'm going to turn around and show you with a gun to prove that I was around Ja Morant waving a gun and to miss $40 million next year or whatever we call it. Like I say, I think the whole wealth thing is really done. If money is your end all, be all, see all, yeah, you still under a program. I mean, like I say, and Dirty was right. MK Ultra, all these things have been taking place since the 50s. You know, cell phones have been out since the 30s. You know, we just got cell phones in the 2000s, but the military has been having this technology. So these MK Ultras, the television, all of these things, they don't say television programming for no reason. So if you want to create wealth and generational wealth, it's simple. If you have a thought in your head to say, man, I can't afford this, I'm going to try to pay my rent. I'm going to try to do this or that. No, just simply start doing. The universe is going to meet you. It's going to meet you where you at. If you don't sit still and sit on your hands, the universe is going to meet you where you're going. So I just say, man, keep pressing. Don't let nothing stop you. Follow your dreams. Follow your ambitions. Follow everything that you see. Make sure you do it with conviction. In closing.
Hey man, in closing, appreciate the closing statement too. You dropped a lot of jewels. I think when we start, because we're 3/5 of the human right now as African Americans, because they took nationhood away from us and our names and native tongues, and they replaced it with religious indoctrination. So every image of God that we see don't look like us. You hear me? So I think when we finally start seeing value in each other, when I finally start seeing value in you and you and you, and we see the value in each other, then we can rise as men amongst a nation, amongst nations, and compete with nations amongst nations. That's what people do in the Olympics. You hear me? Without us in the Olympics, they not even competing. They take us and go win all kinds of golds. You hear me? So if we stop the competing with each other and see value in ourselves, then that's nationhood shit right there. But they didn't teach us that shit in school. You hear me? They taught us the exact opposite. They taught us we're all equal when the whole entire capitalist system was built off of African blood, sweat, and tears. But equality, what kind of equality is that? Ja Morant, look at the players what color is the players? The majority of the players in the league look like Ja Morant. But who getting all the money? Ask yourself, is that equality? Ask yourself what this $1 billion man, Kanye West, was sitting on TV crying about. While we talking about we friend, he's sitting up here talking about real shit. He's going crazy, but he was still saying some real shit, what they was trying to do. You hear me? But yet, we still under this false illusion that we got some type of control. And I'm the optimistic guy, you hear me? So, hey, man, I think we need to start studying indoctrinations, programs, and systems. And then we can start rising to these occasions, and we have to segregate away from the oppressors. It's just like in the Holocaust. The Jews had to separate away from the Germans. You hear me? Right now, it's on site with the Nazis. Right now. You hear me? It's on site to the death. So we the most forgivingest people in the world, man. We love everybody, bro. But unfortunately, everybody doesn't love us. And you only see a black face probably finna miss $20-30 million because he didn't commit a crime in America. And they don't gotta chastise us no more, because we gonna do it. We do it better than we get on TV and chastise our young life, our children. Oh, this is the most horrific shit I've ever heard. Oh, after we watch Jason, Saul, some serial killer shit, you hear me? Some murderous sex and drugs, but we get on here and act like it's our youth that's perpetuating these images. We don't control the media, we don't control the radio stations, and we don't control the television. But yet we're responsible for all the negative connotations coming out, I can't support that narrative. And anybody supporting any narrative like that, I can't support it. Because like I say, hell, I don't even got no kids. I'm like, man, y'all leave them goddamn kids alone. You hear me? Since it's about the kids, you hear me? But that's my piece, man. We got to do better, man. Shit.
Closing statements. I just feel like everybody should find wealth however they can, because we are in a really bad written program. That's what I call it. Real ghetto matrix. Um, I don't know, man. Until Babylon falls, which it already is happening at a high speed rate, we had to just stand the course and chill out, because the money system is collapsing. We're going to be fine. All of our birthrights are being restored. This is things that is happening in real time. For people who have that greed in them, they're not going to see it, because everything will be taken away before we're able to restore those rights. So, I just feel like we gotta calm down sometimes and just we gotta keep rolling. I mean, we signed up for this goddamn, I call it our mission. So we just gotta, day by day, try to take it, keep it, look, kick, push, kick, push.
That's that, well, that's that shit right there. I'm
You
finna
know?
beat that.
gotta
When he
keep
got off right
swimming.
there.
Hey,
Oh,
Lupe.
Lupe got off on that motherfucker right there.
Okay, Lupe.
Like, we gotta keep
Yeah,
swimming.
yeah,
That's
for
it.
real.
Keep studying, keep swimming, and everything is gonna be cool. That's why I like these talks, because then we get to see everybody's perception of one topic. Like, how many people in the world are looking at one topic differently, to see, okay, there's 100 million billion more people looking at this topic differently. That's what free will does. So just keep thinking, keep moving.
I can dig that.
In closing,
Words from the queen.
God body, y'all could have been anywhere, but y'all came here and kicked it with us.